Right, good day. Welcome back to my channel. Next week we'll be having a very exciting upcoming tournament, Daihatsu Indonesia Masters 2022, which is actually a Super 500 event. But I would say the main attraction for the biggest stars in the world to come to play this tournament is not really because of this tournament, but rather is due to the Indonesia Open 2022, which is actually a Super 1000 event, right? To those of you who are not very sure what the Super 500, Super 1000 means, the only difference between them is that if you win the Super 1000 tournament, you will be gaining much more ranking points compared to Super 750, compared to Super 500, compared to Super 300, Super 100, and etc. So that would be the difference. Now, as usual, if you have not checked my previous video on Thomas Cup, my pre-tournament analysis, you can take a look at it. But it will just be a similar thought or process when I go through this video, right? So I'm going to provide my own analysis, and by no means you should take this as a very serious prediction, right? It's just for education and entertainment purpose. Right, let's start with the men's singles qualification. As you can see here, we have 16 players, and at the end of the day, there will only be 4 who will qualify to the main round. Now, what you can see here is that I have circled the 4 players who I think would be making to the main round. The first quarter, I would think that Wang Hongyang will be the one who will edge his counterpart Li Shifeng in the second round. Based on their recent performance, I feel that Wang Hongyang would be able to advance. My second pick would be Li Shifeng. So those are my prediction for this quarter. And if we move on to the next quarter, I would suspect that Kodai Naraoka, the youngster from Japan, who has been also showing some good performance in the Thai Open and the Korea Open, if I'm not wrong, should be able to continue his strong momentum to advance to the main round. But the second favorite from this bracket would probably be Sun Feixiang from China, another good player, up and coming Chinese player. The third bracket, I would say that between Luka Raber and Adereski, I would feel that Adereski would be able to advance to round 2. And his round 2 opponent would most likely be Nat Nguyen from Ireland, and I would think that Nat Nguyen would be making through to the next round. And for the last bracket, I would see that if I'm not wrong, Ng Ziyong would not be sent by the Badminton Association of Malaysia. So I'm not too sure who will be taking over this seat. But looking at the current lineups, I would feel that Chico should be able to advance. But the second favorite would definitely be Christoph Popov, very upcoming, up and coming, and never say die kind of player from France. Very promising indeed. So yeah, so to summarize, Wang Hongyang, Kodai Naraoka, Nat Nguyen, and Chico would be my first pick. Now, if we move on to the main round, the top 32, if you look at the top half, we can definitely see that in terms of the first bracket, the strong favorite would definitely be the reigning Olympic gold medalist Victor Axelsen, and also the reigning world number 1, yeah. But never forget that Rustavito is also another very strong and tricky opponent, as what he has demonstrated in the the most recent Thailand Open. So it will not be an easy path for Victor, but I am sure that he should be overcome. He should be able to overcome Rustavito. Moving on between Wang Zuwei and Parupali, I would feel that Wang Zuwei has been showing some good form since the Thomas Cup. So I feel that Wang Zuwei should has the slightly edge over Kasia. And moving on to between Joe Christie and Zhao Junpeng, my favorite would be Joe Christie, but we never know. We must never underestimate any Chinese player. And between Angus Nkalong and Q1, who I suspect would be Wen Hongyang, I would feel that Wen Hongyang would be able to advance. So if all goes well, here would be Victor Axelsen, here would be Wang, here would be Joe Christie, and here would be Wen Hongyang. Should that happen, the match between Joe Christie and Wen Hongyang would be another tightly contested affair. Do not forget their encounter in Korea recently in the finals. But I would still feel that Wen Hongyang should has what it takes to move to the quarterfinal. But this would definitely be a very, very tight encounter because Joe Christie would definitely be on a vengeful mode because definitely he would be so fired up to avenge his loss in Thomas Cup final recently to Srikanth Kidambi. This would be a very interesting encounter. Definitely one to look out for. Whereas between Victor and Wang, I would feel that Victor should have the significant advantage over Wang. So, and moving on to the second bracket of the top half, we can see that this is another mouth-watering clash, but I would feel that Kunlavut would be the strong favorite to advance, judging from his superb fiery form in Thomas Cup, and he also won the SEA Games gold medal, and he is definitely on fire right now, Kunlavut. And if you look at their clash in the Thomas Cup, you can also see how Kunlavut has been able to dominate Anthony Ginting, right? But still, Anthony playing at his home soil would definitely has the strong support from the crowd to perhaps give him just the right needed confidence to outmatch Kunlavut, but it will be a tough task for him, for sure. Brian Yang, the match between Brian Yang and Sitikong Tamasin, I would feel that I'm not very familiar with Sitikong, so which is why I think I would go for Brian to take this match. The match between Lizija and Cantafon will be another interesting match to watch. Now, obviously, Lizija has been on a roll recently, having won the back-to-back tournament, the Asia Championship, and then the Thailand Open. But Lizija has been having this problem of inconsistency last year, but this year somehow has been more consistent. But we will see, because definitely in his final matches in Thailand Open, he has shown some signs of lethargy, some signs of lapse of concentration and consistency. So although Lizija is the favorite to win this, but you never know, because Cantafon has been on a downhill recently, but who knows, Indonesian Master may be where he can rediscover his confidence. Match between Q2 would be Kodai Naraoka against Mark Kalju. This is another match which I am not very familiar with, but Mark definitely is a strong player. He has been able to trouble, I think, Lizija in the All England. But judging on their recent form, perhaps Kodai Naraoka might be able to advance. Yeah, so these would be my picks for the top half. For the bottom half, we can see between Gemke, Rasmus Gemke and Pranoy. I would feel that Pranoy would have the advantage in terms of his momentum being carried from, I think, Thomas Cup. Yep, so Pranoy would definitely be brimming with confidence, but we need to take note that Pranoy has exited quite early in the Thailand Open at the hands of Liu Darren. So, and Rasmus Gemke might be also wanting to put his disappointing show in Thomas Cup behind and perhaps come back and stage a strong performance. But I would feel that Pranoy would have the advantage. Hans Christian and Lakshya Sen, definitely Lakshya Sen would be the strong favorite, but Hans Christian has been someone who enjoys playing in Indonesia, if I am not wrong, and he has also shown great performance in Thomas Cup, so definitely there will be some fight from Hans Christian, but Lakshya Sen should be the one who take this match. Tommy Sugiarto, a veteran from Indonesia against Lee Cheo-yu. I am not too sure about this match, but perhaps playing in Indonesia, maybe Tommy might have the extra edge, who knows. Q3, let me see, Q3 would be Nat Nguyen, so Nat Nguyen against the Cho Tension, I would feel that Cho would have the advantage. Samir Verma against the fourth qualifier Kodai Naraoka. Well, I feel that perhaps Kodai would have the advantage. Oh, sorry. The fourth quarter is actually Chico, sorry. So Chico would, yeah, definitely Chico would have the advantage over Samir Verma, playing in Indonesia, of course. And Toma Popov and Loh Ken Yu would definitely be another close encounter, I would say, because Toma Popov has been playing really well since last year, in fact. And it will be interesting to see how he fared against the reigning world champion, Loh Ken Yu, who has been on a slight decline from his peak form. But all in all, Loh Ken Yu would be the favorite. Liu Guangzu and Liu Darren, it's another tough call. It really depends on how Liu Darren is going to perform. If he is performing at his level best, I would say Liu Darren would take this match. But sometimes Liu Darren might not be able to sustain his strong performance. So in that case, it will be Liu Guangzu. Now, having said that, my pick would be Liu Darren. And finally, to wrap things up, Hyo Kwang-hee against Anders Antonsen. I would think that Antonsen would be determined to salvage his battered pride in Thomas Cup. So, and Anders is also another player who is really enjoy playing in Indonesia. So definitely AA would be the favorite to take this. So that would be for the men's singles, and we move on to the women's singles. In the qualifying round, I'm not too sure how this would turn out because I only know and I have only seen the match of only a handful of these players. So I wouldn't be able to comment for this bracket, neither for this bracket as well. Between Russell and Asuka, no idea, but the only player which I'm really interested to see is actually Sim Eugene, simply because of her dazzling performance in helping Korea to clinch their second Sudirman Cup, their second Uber Cup. So the play that Sim Eugene has put up against Wang Ziyi was just too good to be forgotten. So I am only interested to see how far can Sim Eugene progress. Then in terms of the main round, the main draw of women's singles, we can see The first match is definitely another mouth-watering clash between Chen Yufei, the reigning Olympic gold medalist and the reigning world number one, against Wang Ziyi, her counterpart. It will be a close encounter. It will go either way, and I would pick Wang Ziyi to actually edge her counterpart from the same country. But this is just my prediction. For this, I'm not too sure because I have no idea who would qualify, so I'm not going to comment on that. Michelle Lee and Busanan, definitely Busanan would be the favorite to take it up. But Michelle Lee has been putting up some strong performance as well, I think in the last tournament. So definitely interesting to see. But Busanan would still be the favorite to me. Lian Tan and Kim Da-yoon, I think Kim would have the advantage. And then between Carolina Marin, I'm not too sure whether Marin is playing, but if she does, because she has actually withdrawn from, I think, Thailand Open and has only played one match in the Uber Cup, so I'm not too sure about her fitness. But if she is going to play, definitely she will be the strong favorite. But it will be interesting to see how she play against Sim Eugene. Yeah, that will be a very interesting encounter. And between Saina and Line Hajmark, Saina, maybe Saina, but she has not been able to perform at her level best thus far, but we'll see. Between He Bingjiao and the second qualifier, definitely He Bingjiao, another player who is on fire recently. Supanida and Yeo Jia-min, I would pick Supanida. I've seen her play before and she has excellent footwork and court coverage. At the bottom half, Christy Gilmore and Zhang Yiman, I would pick Zhang Yiman. But we all know that Christy is a fighter. You can see that she has performed really well in the European Championship recently. But I would still pick Zhang Yiman to be the favorite, the slight favorite. Yvonne Lee and Ratchanok, definitely Ratchanok seems to be able to playing some of her better badmintons recently as well in Uber Cup and in Thailand Open. Between Gregoria, Mariska Tunjung and Chai Wan, Gregoria I think recently has not been able to perform at her level best, so I would think that Chai Wan should be able to play her out. And between Line Christopherson and Pusala Visindu, I would think that Pusala would be the favorite, but Line Christopherson has also been playing good badmintons recently, so it would not be a walk in the park for Pusala. Between Han Yu and Ayao Hori, I would pick Han Yu from China. Third qualifier, I'm not too sure, but Ponpawi should be able to take this match. Ha Yupo and Iris Wang, I think the Chinese Taipei player would be having the slight edge, and Mia Abdeshfield and An Se-yong definitely would be An Se-yong to lose. So that would be for the women's singles, and we move on to the men's doubles, another very exciting category. If you look at the qualifiers, for the first match, I am not too sure, but judging from their seeds, perhaps the Malaysian duo can secure one of the 4 spots. And the other Malaysian here, we have another exciting young pair, Junaidi Arif and Muhammad Haikal from Malaysia, against Liang Weikang and Wang Chang from China. I would feel that maybe Junaidi and Haikal should be able to edge the Chinese players out of a very tight match, I would say. Between Liu Yishen and Oswani against Forjus Flatten and Vigard Rikaim, I have only seen these pair play, so I'm going to pick them from China. And Ishan Bhatnagar against Saipratik against Malaysia. probably the Indian pair might have the slight advantage. Now coming to the main draw, you can see a couple of strong names here. The top seed, the world number one, Marcus Fernaldi Gideon and Kevin Sanjaya Sukamuljo will be making their comeback after being absent from the Thomas Cup, especially Marcus Fernaldi. Against the Popov brothers, I would feel that Marcus and Kelvin should be able to take this. Yeah. Christopher Grimley and Matthew Grimley, the Grimley brothers, up against the Thai pair. Supak Jompo has been away for quite some time, so I'm curious to see how he will be performing. So I'm gonna pick the Thai pair to advance. Gozufei and Rizuddin against Adam Hall and Alexander Toon. I would think that the Malaysian pair has the upper hand, slight upper hand against the Scottish pair. And here we have Sabar Karyaman Gutama, and who I'm not very familiar who is this. So I would pick the All England champion to advance, Muhammad Shoaib Fikri and Bagas Maulana. Moving over here, we have Aaron Chia Sovui against the fourth qualifier, who is most likely the Indian pair. I would favor the Malaysian pair to advance. Ben Lane and Sean Bandy against the Indonesian, another young and strong Indonesian pair, Leoroli Kanando and Daniel Martin. This is a very close encounter. I'm gonna pick the English pair, right? Because I know that most of you would be favoring the young Indonesian pair because we know that Daniel Martin has such a strong smash. But perhaps the experience of Ben Lane and Sean Mendy might be able to carry them past not only this Indonesian pair but also the thousands of Indonesian crowd in the stadium. Ong Yu Sin Teo Yi against the third qualifier. This would be a close match, but I would feel that Ong and Teo should be able to make it past to the next round. Hiroki Japanese pair against the second qualifier. This would be interesting. Should Arif Junaidi and Haikal be able to progress, this would be a very interesting clash to watch. But I would still feel that the Japanese pair should be able to advance. Pramudaya Kusuma Wadana and Jeremiah Eric against the Indian pair. Definitely the Indonesian pair would be a strong favorite. Man Wei Chung and Chong Man Wei and T Kai Woon. I'm not too sure whether they'll be able to play because they have picked up an injury in the recently concluded SEA Games. So in that case, I'm not too sure who will be here. But regardless, Fajar Alfian and Muhammad Rian Arianto definitely would be the hot favorite to take this match. Norizrin and Lim Kim Hwa against the Singaporean men's doubles. I would favor the Singaporean men's doubles simply because they are more energetic in terms of their play and their speed. Lu Qingyao and Yang Pohan, talent from Taiwan. The clash of the Chinese Taipei players, I would feel that the reigning Olympic champion would be able to take this match. Qualifying Q1 against Kim Gi-jun, Kim Sarang, definitely the Korean doubles would be the strong favorite. Fabian Deru, William Villiger against Kim Astrup and Anders Skarp Rasmussen. Definitely my pick would be this Danish pair who has been playing again really good badminton recently. And you can definitely recall in Thomas Cup that Kim Astrup and Anders Skarp has been split and they have formed scratch partnership and they have been performing well. They have been taking points for Denmark, so definitely this pair would be able to go far again. and playing in Indonesia is also one of their favorite playground. Choice of Guo Kim Won Ho against their countrymen. I would pick Kang Min Yup and Seo Seong Jae to advance. Japan as Meth Molet. This is definitely the daddies to lose. To lose, I mean, the daddies would definitely be the strong favorite. It's for them to lose the match. Moving on to the women's doubles, definitely. Oh, I cannot. Let me take that word back because the Indonesian youngsters have been superb. They have been fearless recently, as you can see in the Uber Cup. But up against the top Chinese pair, I would still favor Chen Qing Chen and Jia Yifan to advance. Jacqueline Lima, Sonia Lima, I'm not too familiar with this pair, so my pick would be the Indian pair, who I'm more familiar with. Liu Xuan Xuan, Xia Yuting should be able to progress regardless of their opponent. Now, this is an interesting unknown because I'm not sure who would be the second qualifier, but Lau Yinyuan and Valerie Xiao has not been playing well. They are still very young, so their games are still very raw. So I think the qualifier has a strong chance to make it. Yeah, provided that they are able to put up some solid play overall. Up to here, we have Kim Kong taking on the Aimsat sisters. Very interesting clash. I am going to favor the Thai sisters because they have been on superb form recently, and the Korean pair has actually been sort of slacking at the moment. This pair, Kim and Kong, yeah. So I'm sure most of you would pick the Korean pair, but I think the Thai sisters should be able to play it out. And we have another strong Korean pair against the Chinese pair. I would favor the Korean pair. The Stoeva sisters, it's been such a long time since I've last watched them play. Against the Indonesian youngster, I would pick the Stoeva sister for their sturdy defense. Just marvelous. And the another Thai pair against Indonesia pair, I suspect. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I'm not too sure, so I can't really comment on this. Anna Chung and Teo Mei Zing against another Korean pair. I would favor the Korean pair to advance. And we have the French pair against Pearly Tan and Tina Muller-Taran. I would pick Pearly Tan. I'm not too sure who will be the third qualifier, so I can't really comment on this and this. And for this match, I would favor the Thai pair to advance. And another match which I feel that perhaps Vivian Hu and Lim Chiu Sian will be able to advance based on their World Tour finals ranking. Another match would be definitely the Indonesian will have a strong edge for this one. And Chinese pair should be able to advance. And this Korean pair should be able to advance. Lee So-hee and Xin Xiang-chan. Now moving on to the, I think we're done with the women's doubles, and now we move on to the mixed doubles. In the qualifying round, I do not have much of a comment, but except that I'm interested to see how this scratch pair of Malaysia would be performing. And not only this, if you notice, Malaysian has actually the Badminton Association of Malaysia has actually formed a few scratch pairs, a new partnership for the mixed doubles. If you can see here, Chen Tangji and Valerie Xiao, Wu Pang Ron and Hyuk To Yi, and yeah, so these are the new mixed doubles that the Badminton Association Malaysia is currently experimenting. So it would definitely be interesting to see how they play with their new partners. For your info, the previous partner for Hu Pang Ron was Chia Yi, and the previous partner for Chen Tangjie was actually Pak Yan Wei here. Now, but for mixed doubles, I would still see that the, the semi-finalists would it's quite predictable, right? We have this pair here over here, the Chapol Puarangro and the subsidiary Teratana Chai, who's definitely the strong favorite to move all the way to semi-finals at least. For this match, maybe the Danish pair would be the favorite, and for this pair, well, the Hong Kong pair. It's been a while since we have last seen their action, so definitely they will be the favorite. Upang Iwei against a pair from Hong Kong, I would pick the Hong Kong pair simply because they are more established. And Praveen Jordan Melati Deva Oktawiyanti against the Indian young pair. This would be interesting. I would pick the Indonesian to be the favorite to qualify. For this match, definitely would be the Indonesian, simply because they have played more matches together as a pair compared to the Malaysian. Fan Kian-Ming Lai Pei-Jing should be able to advance to the second round after their uncharacteristic exit in the first round in the Thailand Open. I'm sure that they would be eager to put that episode behind them and move on to at least the second round. This match would be an interesting match, and I would feel that the Thai pair should be able to advance in a tight match against the Malaysian pair, of course, with Wat and Lai Shiwon and Jamie. At the bottom half, we see the clash of the Malaysians. We have the former Rio Olympic silver medalists Chan Peng Soon and Goh Liu Ying, who will be playing against each other with their new partners. Goh Liu Ying will be pairing with a men's singles independent player from Malaysia, Song Yu Wen, up against Chan Peng Soon and Chia Yi. Barring any upset, I feel that Chan Peng Soon and Chia Yi should be able to progress since they have played before together a couple of years ago, and they have been putting up some strong performances as well in the past. So yeah, definitely a good match to look for. Adnan Maulana and Michelle Cristiana Bandasso, I would favor the Korean to take this match. The next match, perhaps Indonesian youngster might be able to advance. I'm not too sure because I haven't seen them play before. And move on to Wang Gilu, Hang Dongping, another strong candidate for the semi-finals. And we can also see, I can just straight away tell you that this is another strong semi-finalist that we will be looking for, and which means that they should be able to advance against the Singaporean husband and wife team. And then we have Hafiz Faisal Serena Khan. I'm not too sure of this pair. Marcus Ellis and Lawrence Smith should be able to advance against the pair from Egypt, if I'm not wrong. And the Korean veterans, Ko Sung-hyun and Yeom Hee-hoon, should be able to make it to the next round. So I would say for the mixed doubles, the only notable missing favorite to make it into the semi-final would be Yuta Watanabe and Arisha Higashino. But other than that, this would be the three spots that have already been taken in the semi-finals. So that's all for this video. Hope that you enjoy this video, and if you have any comments, just leave it at the comment section. And please like this video and subscribe. Thank you.